Well, hello everyone, and welcome to this episode of Chamber Chatter, coming to you from the Emery's Rock Realty studio right here in our chamber office. And I am very excited to welcome Mihcelle to our office and to the podcast. Hi.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You're
I'm
welcome. So we were just having a little pre-chat because you're in marketing and PR. So you're usually the person on the other side of the microphone, and so welcome to this side.
Thank you. As an introvert, this is my worst nightmare.
Oh,
so
is it really?
you.
But it's just us.
I know, but it doesn't.
It's just us having a conversation. How can you be in PR and be an introvert?
Well, so I got into marketing because I wanted to be behind the scenes and give all the salespeople they needed in order to go out and do their sales. So I built my career on that, and then when I decided to come out of corporate America, I started my own agency and said, guess who's out in front and has to sell? So I continually keep trying to bring in new salespeople and try to get other people to be the face of the company, and it's just not working. So we have them, but I still end up having to be that point person, and I'm just still very involved with a lot of our clients and things. So it's just, I have to remind myself and sometimes be my own client and say, okay, you have to get out of your comfort zone and you have to do this, and I have to practice what I preach. So,
that absolutely was not the topic we were going to talk about, but we can.
Okay.
Because I've had a few members and prospective members come to me recently and tell me that they're introverts and they don't really feel good coming to big events, and they rather be a wallflower. And so maybe there's something to this that we can kind of help them and think through and think about how to best present themselves if they are, because they need to grow their business.
Yes, so I have battled the same challenge my entire life. And so having to go out and do networking was always really hard for me. And when I was younger, I tried to mitigate that anxiety with shots at the open bars, and that wasn't good because then you don't remember who you're talking to.
Right.
So I said, okay, well, that's not going to work. And then especially doing presentations in front of really big corporate companies and I don't know, I just kind of feel like I was obviously nervous, but there was a lot on the line if we didn't get it. And if I didn't get out of my comfort zone, I couldn't continue having my company. I couldn't continue this vision that I had. I couldn't feed my family, my children. And so that fear, I think, overcame the fear of the anxiety of talking to people.
It was, which fear is worse?
Which is worse. And, letting my family down and losing our, getting cars repossessed and things, and then having to pack up, and the look of failure as I knocked back on the door of corporate America was way bigger than having to do this. So I also learned that a lot of people have that same anxiety and the same challenges. And most of the time, if you come at them as an expert, right? Just like if you're a doctor and you're suddenly in a white coat, right? We immediately think, hey, you know all the answers, right, and we trust you because you're that expert. Where doctors are just like you and me, right? We're just normal people. Just because they wear a coat, it doesn't mean that they don't have feelings too. So it just kind of was a good reminder of, you just have to remember that people automatically assume that you're the expert in whatever it is that you're talking about. I mean, obviously don't fake that you're an expert, but they just automatically assume it. So just, what you're doing. You are going to take very good care of them. You are going to give them the best care with whatever business it is that you have. And just have that trust in yourself that you're going to do that, and they're going to immediately trust you and believe you. Hopefully you are trustworthy. But,
that's the other part of the business.
That is. They say fake it till you make it. I definitely did that a lot. And it wasn't so much I didn't know what I was doing. It was just really the confidence that I had. I always saw all the areas that, I could have done this better and I could have done that better. And just kind of like if you're throwing an event, a lot of people, if you're planning that event, this didn't execute right and this didn't execute right, but the attendees most likely don't know.
They have no idea.
They have no idea. So I use that framework a lot. I'm president of the PTA over at Watergrass Elementary.
So God bless you.
It's a lot. It's a lot of moving parts with that, and so for that has really got me out of my comfort zone, because now I'm just kind of thrown out there, and everyone seems to know me, and I don't really know a lot of them. And being the introvert, they expect me to have the answers. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just doing the best I can, but the event's fun, and that's cool.
And that's perfectly fine.
Yes.
To say, I really don't know what I'm doing. Let's all do
Right.
this together.
Yes.
And it's going to be okay.
Yes, it's important to have the right people to help you. So I have a great team of board members that are able to jump in and help. So it's not just me doing it, but we've all thrown birthday parties for our kids, if you've got kids. So we've thrown little events and things. So for me, it's just, okay, we're just throwing an event, and I just have to hope I remember people's names. But
Well, that's what we have name tags for.
it's just so helpful,
Right?
Because you get to a point where you're like, I've met this person 12 times, but I can't ask them their name.
You're
And-
Braden's mom, right?
yes, you're so and so. It's like my best friend and my business partner. She is still in my phone as Tiffany Dirtbike Mom.
Oh,
Still.
we could have a whole podcast on what people's names are in our phone, because I have all sorts of nice ones. Some are nice and some are not, but I do have that. I'm like, Jesse, who's Jesse? Oh, and underneath them, Braden mom, this mom, da-da. But so you've been in marketing pretty much your whole career, right?
Yes.
And you started in corporate America,
That's it.
and then you guys recently moved here, right? Or you've been here a little bit?
We've been here for a while. We started 9 years ago, and in St. Pete.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
downtown
okay.
St. Pete, and it started as a virtual office over there, and that's kind of, we were a startup, and we just needed a virtual office. So the ones in Tampa were too expensive for our budget at the time, because we were self-funded, so we had to be very scrappy. And
That makes the best business
does.
stories. It truly does.
my whole career has been scrappy. Nobody has budgets for anything.
No.
My entire career, I'm like, that's okay. We're going to do it this way, this way, and this way. And I did a lot of guerrilla marketing type of tactics because I had to. But I find that if you have limited budget, you have to really think outside the box and get really creative. And some of our best work has come from being out of our comfort zone and trying to be really resourceful. And it is. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot less stressful when you have the budget to do things.
Yes.
That makes it easier, but it is a little rewarding when you don't necessarily have it and you're like, I still got it anyway.
Right. When you make magic, you make something out of nothing.
Yes.
That is extraordinarily rewarding. And I've had that feeling a few times when it's like, oh my God, it worked.
Yes, I feel like a magician.
Right.
Maker of Magic, I think, is on my old Instagram account. I don't have one anymore, but I think my old one that's still up that I never access, I think it says Maker of Magic, because I make
magic happen.
I don't know how to make it happen. We're just going to make it happen.
We're just
Like,
gonna
that's
make it.
gonna happen.
It goes back to the fake it till you make it. And I always say you don't know what's the worst thing anybody can say is no.
Right.
So ask.
Just ask and just be creative. And that's really like some of our best work has happened because I call it nonsense. It's some of our just nonsense ideas. We're like, I think this is gonna work, let's try it out. And it just seems to go, all right, we're running with it. Like, this is gonna go. I still like to have data
Sure.
between some strategic things, but sometimes it's I like working with clients that allow me and the team to get really creative. We had we had a couple of clients that they were historic restaurants down in, one was in Sarasota and one was in downtown St. Pete. And they were both historical buildings, and one had this on their security footage of a ghost, right, which is very cool. So we were able to, I reached out to this paranormal investigative company and had them come up and do a paranormal investigation at this restaurant, and it was right there downtown. And I got News Channel 8. I reached out to the journalist that had likes to report on haunted things, and so I invited News Channel 8 out there too, and we were out there with them at this restaurant going and doing this full-blown paranormal investigation, which was so cool. We learned so much of the history about the building there in downtown St. Pete. Apparently it's tied to the Prohibition era, which we didn't know. The research that the paranormal investigator did, which is so cool. And then it aired on the news. Like, that's publicity that you just can't pay
You
for,
can't
right?
pay
Like,
for that. No, that's
it's-
the best kind.
It is phenomenal. So that's where it was. And the reason why I even decided to do it was because the goal was he wanted to change his venue to be really focused towards bringing weddings in. And so there's wedding venues. It's a huge competitive area, right? There's so many wedding venues.
Especially around here.
Right. So how do we make him stand out? Well, there's a big market for haunted wedding venues, and there's a lot of people here. Would you be interested in this? And he's like, I don't know, maybe. I'm like, well, hear me out. Let me call around. Let me see what we can do. Let's play around with it. And it just took off. And it was like, okay, here we go. So it was strategic, but creative at the same time.
And it was also not probably part of your plan in the beginning, which is the best part.
No, not at all. And then the other restaurant that was down in Sarasota, also it was this old historic building. So we had it was a speakeasy restaurant, and we had a really cool thing with that one, where we wanted to do text message campaigns. Like a loyalty thing. Give us your phone number, and we'll text it, and then you'll get our specials, right? So that's very boring. People don't want to give up their phone number. That's just thing. So what we did is we turned this restaurant into a speakeasy. And so we made this cards, we just did business cards, and we just put the phone number, and it looked like this vintage card, and the waiters or wait staff would just go and slide it and not say anything because it was a speakeasy, right? And they would text it, and it would be this secret, like anything that they were trying to test on the menu and things, they would have access to a secret menu. And
love that.
It's just text messaging campaign, but it's just the packaging, right? It's how the packaging is fun. Yes. So what we did is we had said, someone had mentioned, oh, it's an old building. And I said, well, I wonder if anybody had ever said any ghost or anything. So we just posted out there on their account, which it's all spooky and kind of like old speakeasy themed, right? And it was like, has anybody heard any ghost stories? Well, then social media took off, right? Because people were posting, oh, I know about it, and I know about it. And it just went wild, it went viral. I'm like, I had no idea it was going to work. So the paranormal investigator came in there too. It was cool. It was really neat. And it was just little things that it's still the same thing. It's still a text messaging campaign. It's still social media marketing, but it's a way of how you package it and make it creative, and it's still a strategy, but how you present it is just always kind of fun.
That's so fun. I mean, I can hear all of the different stories. So when you decided to start your own firm, did you have clients, or did you have to go out and get them like right away?
We did not have clients, and I previously had come from a marketing agency over in downtown St. Pete. That's how my previous partner and I had met. We worked on the marketing team there, and the company had went under. And so I had taken a break and started working a sales role, and I just miss marketing. It's just in my blood. I just love it so much. I can't stop. So I just talked to her, and she was doing her marketing agency, and I didn't want to compete with her. And she said, why don't we do it together? And I said, okay. So word got out with some other marketing agencies in the area and knew that we were doing social media marketing. A lot of agencies don't want to do social media marketing. It's very resource heavy.
Time consuming.
Very hard to do. And so we white labeled and our social media marketing. So we just came straight out of the gate, just before we even had a bank account. We were just signed, and they were just selling like crazy. And we were in startup mode for a long time. It was very reactive, which is not how I would like to be. Yeah. That was stressful. I lost a lot of years off my life, I think, a lot of sleep, and nothing like just getting thrown into the deep end. And when we stopped doing that we had to transition over to sales and doing our own prospecting. And that is still a challenge. It's a challenge not just for us, it's a challenge for most business owners on having predictable revenue. Where's our next client going to come from? I know we work with a lot of med spas, and med spas are like, okay, well, where are we going to get our next customers?
Right.
Here is this. And it's not just med spas. I mean, we work with like attorneys and HVAC, and we work with all sorts of different industries. And when we first started, we would take any client that we could get, like, whatever.
Right.
I don't want to be a failure, right? I want to
right. I need this to be successful. Yeah.
And then we've gotten more strategic over the years. I really like working with the startups and small businesses, just because it's kind of where my heart is. And so I've developed a lot of resources that still give them the same quality work, but more of a DIY version. So Instead of just trying to be a full service agency, I decided to break it up to where we've got 3 different tiers, and one is sort of a DIY version. So it's all the tools and things that we use that you can
use
have
yourself.
access to. So
Oh, wow.
while you have time, right,
Yeah.
time on your hands because you're not super busy, because you don't have a
Right.
lot of customers, no matter what business it is that you're in, you know, here, you can do the buttons and, you know, here's the instructions and here's what to do. And then as you get busier, we offer the done with you model. So we take some of it off your plate. You still have a little bit of time, you know, so you're still doing some, but we're taking some of those pieces off. And then you get so busy that it's done for you. So then we just hand it all over to us. And it's really nice too, because we get to grow with the company. We become an extension of your executive team. You know where every single bit of your money is going. You're not just, a lot of vendors will come in and say, I want you to spend $6,000 a month, say, on Google Ads. So what are you going to get for that $6,000 a month? What are we expecting? And so every single dollar that anything that goes out, and no matter what channel it goes in, we know exactly what to expect and why we're spending that money, and then how much we need to spend next month and the month after and the month after to make sure that we get those revenue goals that the company is trying to get for that 1 year, 3 year, 5 years. So we take those numbers and kind of reverse engineer it and then allocate it to the appropriate channel to get those numbers. So then we have a strategy, we have a goal, and then what we'll do is we monitor it a lot. And we monitor it with them. We do. We do some really great reporting too. And we make sure that our clients get an executive report every single week, and they see exactly what we're doing and how it's impacted the bottom dollar. Because I designed it for me as a CEO. And so before I was, you know, as a marketer, right? So I understood, oh, we're going to do impressions and people clicked on it. And oh, look, our branding, we have all these followers. Well, as a business owner, I learned I can't pay payroll with likes.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
that's a
you
problem.
need it to transition into dollars.
Yes. So as much as I love things being pretty, I do, you know, I have to be practical, right? Like, so as much as I want to say, hey, we need to have a Twitter presence because we need to, well, in reality, is Twitter going to bring us the clients that we need? Maybe not. Should we invest and hire people to go and spend time over here that nobody's seeing it? Maybe not right now. Maybe later, but maybe not right now. So I had to learn to do things in phased approaches. So I do that a lot with our clients. Either they're startup or they're small, or maybe they've been in business for a while. And especially corporate, they get very, very heavy, right? Mm-hmm. And so they're slow moving. And so they might do really great with graphics and newsletters and maybe even social media posts, but are they actually driving revenue? And if they're not, then at the end of the day, their job's not necessarily secure, right? And in corporate America, being in the marketing department, I know what that feels like. And to look at them and say, hey, you know, you understand, like, we did this and we're making traction, and the CEO's like, we don't care. Yeah. And it was job stability for me, and that's very scary, you know, when your job is not necessarily secure. So part of me going into an agency was, oh, okay, well, my job will always be secure, especially with marketing and advertising. It's kind of when they need you, it's great, right?
Right.
But then when you do your job really well, they don't really
then
need
they
you.
don't
Is
need
it sales
you.
that did
is,
it?
yeah.
Was it marketing? No, it's because our product's great. Well, then, so, you know, then they cut the marketing spend, and then it's like, well, I don't need you anymore, and then it dies off, and they're like, oh, we need you. I know.
Yeah. It's a
vicious
cycle, but
It
let's
is.
just stay on the right path.
Yes. So what we do is we offer our clients that flexibility so they can scale up or scale down.
Very nice.
Yes.
That's very thoughtful.
Yes, we do that. And so it's almost kind of like, we're not like a staffing agency, but it's kind of like a marketing agency on call. So you don't...
Fractional marketing.
It is fractional. So we offer the fractional CMO piece, but then also, hey, you need a flyer? Here, we've got a flyer. Hey, do you want to try geofencing ads? Do you want to do some Google ads? Did you hear about this new podcast thing? You want to do a podcast? Okay, well, great. So we have an online store, and you can go and shop, and you can see all the different products and things and products and services. So I really like e-commerce. So you can go in there and see, let's say you click on geofencing, right? And I don't know if you know what geofencing is.
I actually do.
I love geofencing.
Yes, and I haven't dabbled in it for the chamber yet.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about it.
It is so...
Maybe you can educate me.
Yes, it's so uncomfortably creepy and effective.
I know, all at the same time.
Love it.
I know, but see, I kind of feel like bad, like intruding on somebody because they got in my fence space.
Yes.
You know, like...
Yeah, so let me tell you about lawyers, right? So we work with lawyers. So I was talking about geofencing strategy for attorneys, for us to attract attorneys. Now we have not turned this on yet because I'm still looking at this,
Okay.
but this is what was pitched to me. So I was like, okay, let's explore this. So we want to attract attorneys, law firms, right? Particularly personal injury, family law works, but personal injury we have a lot of experience with that.
And we have a lot of personal injury attorneys in our area, so.
Right, I would love to meet them all.
Okay.
Little plug. But
Chamber members.
so what we can do is we can do a digital geofence around, say, the courthouse. And so whenever they're there, we can then find them, and not the people that are just attending, or if they are like the plaintiffs or any of their customers, right? Not necessarily criminals, but we can then identify who it is that's walking in, if they're the lawyers. And then so we capture them there, and then when they go home, then we can serve them with ads 7 to 12 times. And we can also identify if it's them on their digital device or if it's their kids, because we don't want to serve their kids' ads, or their wife. We don't want to serve their ad. We want the lawyer. So we can get so precise. And then any site that goes to, it's going to see our ads, right?
Oh
I'm
my
like, this is so uncomfortable, so effective at the same time.
Right?
It's just crazy. Yes, it's such a big brother thing, but at the same time, it's all permission based, right?
Right.
So none of it is anything that's uncomfortable. But when you're looking at, do you invest in a billboard where you're casting this big net? And yes, it's kind of branding and awareness, but is that actually going to help convert? They all work within that customer journey because, if they don't know you exist, they can't buy from you. But at the same time, you have to walk them through the journey from where they know about you to at that time where they know how to contact you. And then at that point, do they trust you? And then that calling and converting them, and then also making sure they're your advocate. And so they're sharing their great experiences and,
Nice.
doing the reviews and things too, that reputation management, because that impacts future purchases.
Yes.
So we work with them all throughout the entire customer journey. And it's not, so yes, lawyers are like one of our clients, but we also work with lawyers. So and then really with any type of customers we have, it's the same framework. It's just all different kind of tactics to kind of walk through there. So, yeah.
It's crazy what they're going to come up with next. I was at a restaurant Saturday on Valentine's Day, and we were just kind of going from place to place out at the bar. The coasters at the bar were a DUI attorney advertisement.
Yep, just very smart.
Very smart. And so that's what I
Yes.
was thinking about when you were saying that in geofencing. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much that you could do with it.
Yes, what's really uncomfortable is the hot topic now is the AI, advertising and the AI. So you use ChatGPT or Gemini or however. So now a lot of people are migrating to there. They're not even utilizing the search engines as much like Google and things.
Oh
because
yeah, my Google time has gone
Exactly.
like, way down.
Yes, so now it knows your thoughts and your feelings. If you use it as a therapist or a best friend, or interpret this conversation for me, or however, right?
Your doctor.
Yeah, exactly. It knows
Sorry.
all about you. So what happens is now that we are kind of like SEO, which was making sure that you're putting all your keywords into your website in different areas so it pops up in Google. Well, now we got to do the AI piece of it. So now AI refers your business. So it's kind of a slippery slope because I saw a meme the other day. It was really funny. And it says something about, I don't remember it correctly, but basically the person was like sad over a breakup and it's like, now would be a really good time for Ben and Jerry's, right? Which is great. So then it's like, how ethical is this? So, but at the same time, it is still a thing. So that is now what we are rolling out to customers. So we still offer SEO, but now if they're like, wow, my air conditioning is broken and they know it in Wesley Chapel, well, you need to call this company right here. Their hours are here. And so we make sure our clients are in there. So that's what people are hiring us for now.
Oh my God, you have my mind just going like crazy.
We should talk.
We should talk because I want ChatGPT to use our chamber website
It can.
as information because our members, I mean, we're an official Google partner and we've touted that for years because Google uses our site as a trusted source of information. And so if I can somehow get AI,
we can make that happen
oh
in
my
24
gosh.
hours.
Girl, let's get off this podcast and go do it. I got
So-
work to do for our chamber members.
I know. So that's what we do. So AI has really impacted our industry a lot, and we lost some potential prospects to some AI because the clients had said, "Oh, we're going to use AI to build our website." So we lost several of those, and some people are like, "Well, we use ChatGPT or any different types of AI software." So we kept losing, stuff. I'm like, wow, this is going to be a problem, guys. We gotta figure this
Get
out.
ahead of it.
So now our team likes to be very hands-on and trying things. I think it's also because I like to do that. I like to get my hands dirty.
Yeah.
And that's how I understand things, right? Is how I learn. So I said, all right, well, let's go in there and let's try it out. Let's build a website for ourselves. Let's see what it's like. And it's supposed to be done in 30 seconds. So we're like, okay, let's see. And at first I'm like, oh my gosh, we're in trouble, guys. Like, this is great. But it wasn't because, of course, as a marketer, I'm like, well, that box is wrong or the margin's off. And I want to switch out this picture. And when you go to customize, the whole thing breaks. And so my team has been working on this AI website for about a month. It keeps breaking. And I'm like, okay. AI is not stealing our stuff anytime soon.
All right, so let's keep going. We've already invested too much time checking it out, but it's important because now you can help your clients understand and that's again that's part of being a great business owner is knowing what you're talking about and trying it and having a theory and proving it wrong. And
it is. It kind of, I think about my mom. My parents had this electrical business, and I was talking to her about it actually a couple weeks ago. And I said, Mom, how did you approach it when people wanted to save money or they couldn't afford it? You wanted to give them the world, but you couldn't necessarily, it wasn't within budget. And she said, well, they asked me all the time, how could we lower the cost? And so I said, they did electrical work. So she thought about it for a minute, and she goes, well, you could dig your own ditch if you want to do that. And I laughed hysterically because I picture these people out there with a shovel in the heat just digging.
Yeah.
And that was like the worst part, right, is digging the ditch. And so she said the people would always laugh and say, no, it's okay, we'll pay extra for you to do that. And I just think about the website, right? Like, please go try to build your website on here because we have a team and we do this all the time. And it's breaking for us or it's unstable, right? It's worried for a little bit and it just goes down. And you can't fix it, and you've got to keep going back. So it's kind of like them digging their own ditch, right? Like, I want you to go experience it. I want you to understand it. So then you understand.
when you come back to us,
let us help you. Yes. So that was part of the mindset because I'm a DIYer, right? I would much rather figure something out and do that rather than go, oh, I'll pay them to do it. It's fine. So that's why I actually built the DIY version for people like me. Like, I am that customer.
Well, what better tester or test bed than your own self? And you're the consumer, so then you make it exactly how you want it.
Yes, and so when we started, we were the DIY. That was our customer, right? But then as we got busier and got more customers and started bringing on those customers, we fell victim to our marketing just fell off because all of our creative energy went over here, and then we didn't need clients. We were already at capacity, so we reallocated the staff that was working on our stuff and put them on clients' things. I mean, that's that's
kind
a
of
business decision,
normal,
right?
yeah.
So as we've been kind of now changing, and now we're like, okay, we can now scale more because we utilize AI in a lot of things. So I'm like, okay, let's take this out, let's scale. So now I'm back looking at our marketing, going, oh man, this is bad. Like, it is rough.
We can't have a marketing agency in our own.
Our Google profile was taken down. I didn't even know it. How embarrassing is that?
Gosh.
And I sell that service. It's so bad. I fell victim to it myself.
But it's that old adage of the shoemaker's kids don't have shoes, because he's making shoes for everybody else, and it happens in business. And
yes, the handyman where everything's broken.
Yes.
And so that's kind of where the past couple of months I said, look, we've outgrown, like, our website, right, is 9 years old, right? And because we built it was great at the time, and we haven't needed to touch it. And so now we've kind of come back and said, all right, well, we are grown up now. Mm-hmm. We're not a startup. We're not a small business. I mean, we're not small anymore, and that's exciting. And now I really want to reinvest back in ourselves because I want to. Now we need to. We went so long without having to bring in clients. I was very thankful. It was great, but I kind of felt like it was like when you're married for a long time and then suddenly you get divorced and then you're out in the dating scene again and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have had those cookies, right?
Yeah.
Like, I get my hair dyed. I do this. That's kind of how I feel, right? And it's weird because now I'm meeting with clients, and I actually had someone turn me down, and they said it was because I didn't have enough Facebook reviews. And I was like, but all my Google, we have all these Google reviews, and then I found out our Google page is taken down. Like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. And then our website for indexing for Google, I mean, it used to be there. The whole thing just got wiped out. I don't know what happened. It's gone. So I'm like, okay, well, you know what? This is really good because now we're going to utilize all of our tools. And we're going to use our own products and our own software and our own team, and let's recraft that brand. Let's invest in rebranding ourselves. You know, what we were 9 years ago when we started is not. We were scrappy then. We're still scrappy now, but now we're older. You know, we're not babies.
More mature.
Yes, and we've grown now to from the DIY phase to now. I am the done for me. I am now the client where I just want it done. Like, I don't care how you get it done, just get it done and make it work, right? So it's kind of how we have run the company, and how the company's grown for the customers has been really a reflection of how I've grown as the CEO of the company.
But it's beautiful because it reminds me of what I say to all of our members is you have to work on your business.
You do. Yeah. You can't keep working in your business.
You can't
have to
keep
work
working
on your business.
in it. You have to get out and work on it and make sure that you're taking care of it.
Yeah.
So that you can keep taking care of your clients, your customers, your members, your patients, whatever the case may be.
You do. And you know what's interesting is, so we sell like a service where we will solicit reviews for other people. And we do that for other clients, but just for us, we just don't do it right. And so yesterday I asked for my first review since like 2020, and I got one. And
Did
I was
you?
Like, oh, yeah, on Facebook. That is so silly. I'm like, but it really is a practice what you preach situation. And I just realized, okay, well, we got to get back here. And, you know, our phone wasn't ringing. And I'm like, why isn't our phone ringing? I don't understand. I must be terrible at marketing. We're the worst marketing company. How awful. How are we going to sell lead generation when we can't get leads for ourselves? Like, how embarrassing, you know, as an owner, right?
Sure.
Like, we're just our worst critics. It turns out our phone number was one number wrong. And so apparently this number had been getting all sorts of calls for us for quite some time. And we didn't know. And we have missed all of these calls. And I'm like, I'm not awful at my job. Like, I know what I'm doing. Like,
oh my gosh.
And so business listings are really important.
Yes.
They weren't really a big thing, you know, 9 years ago when we started. But now if you've got one number wrong, like we had no idea. And then especially on Google, you know, you can put in your phone number, your hours, and your address and things, and then just anyone can go and say, oh, this business is permanently shut down.
Oh, yeah.
There's no regulations on it. So not only can you set it, but then other people can change it. So you have to fix it the first time, which takes 300 hours, by the way, to get on all the 67 sites that it takes in order to refer businesses to you. It also helps with SEO, by the way, for people to find you when you're on that route, not on ChatGPT, but over here. But that takes 300 hours, so business owners don't have 300 hours. I'm going to tell you, I didn't have 300 hours, so I'm like, we're going to ignore that. And then you have to monitor it all the time, just like with us. Our phone number originally was fine, but then we had interns or however happened, it just didn't work. So it wasn't until we ran our own report. We do these audits for our clients. So I said, okay, let's run ours. Let's see. And we give them grades, right? And we don't, but you know, our audit does. And there it is, a report card, and we just had like red Fs. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how is this so humiliating? And the customers don't like it when they get Fs either. I'm like, it's okay. F means fun or future goals. And they're like, no, I went to school with Mihcelle. I know what this means. So I said, all right, let's look at ours. And I was like, I had this, one of these.
That'll keep you up at night.
The clients told me it was the equivalent of, he felt like having a colonoscopy.
Without anesthesia.
It's like, Mihcelle, you're killing me. And I'm like, it's okay, we can fix it though. And then you fix them, and then your ads run better because people are calling you when you're running ads, which of course was a problem. So, you know, talking about faking it until you make it, right? You know, we're marketing and advertising agency. We do these for huge clients, but when it comes to ourselves, it goes back to investing in ourselves, and we have to lead, right? We have to lead by example, and it's so hard to do because we're just human, and we want to be perfect, and we want to go to all the networking events, and we want to answer all the calls, right? And we want to answer all the emails, meet all the deadlines, and if you're a parent, be a present parent. You're just all over the place, and then you want to, have a life for yourself, which you at least have a great life for yourself. I know you have activity. I think you play kickball.
I do.
I think you do.
I do. I play kickball and bowl.
I used to do kickball until I had my daughter, and then that just went straight out the window.
I didn't start until I was like 45.
Oh my God! See, there's a chance. There's a chance. I just turned 43. So.
Oh, well, welcome.
I know.
It kind of, I'm not going to lie, it kind of goes downhill, and then you have a resurgence, like right before you turn 50.
I hear that everything before 40s was just you kind of doing a beta test and trying things out. So then when you hit 40, then you really get to...
You get your stride.
Yeah, you get to be like, this is what I want to do, this is what I don't want to do. So, I juggle with that balance every day, and like I said, trying to be present. So unfortunately, when you're busy, that's essentially working in your business, not on your business, right? So, we fell victim to it. So it's
your story is such a reminder for all of our members and what viewers we have. I don't know how many viewers we have. I don't keep track, and thousands. I don't even rewatch our podcasts.
Really, I watched them today.
Did you?
To prep for today because I was nervous.
Oh,
I did. I was like, what did they do?
What did they do?
I watched the one where it was the Young Chefs Academy.
Oh,
I watched her as my daughter went there.
Oh yeah, she was great.
Yeah,
Lisa, she's very passionate about.
A great business.
Yeah, they do.
Love their business. Yeah. My daughter loves it. Like she's a little chef now. She just cooks all of her food.
I love that. That's perfect.
Yeah,
so, but the gentle reminder of take care of your business, and yes, you've got to do it all.
Yep.
So you can figure it out.
Yes. So all of the same executive reports that our client gets, I get it too for our own company.
Perfect.
So that way I'm able to see and our team is able to see. And so that way if our SEO is perfect, but the how it's reading in AI is not, now I know that the team needs to not focus on SEO because it's working and we need to focus over here. So it gives me the flexibility and our team the flexibility to focus on the priorities that need to be fixed instead of being overwhelmed and like, oh, we need to do this and this and this. It tells us what we need to do and the team where to do it. So I don't have to be there with the team all the time. It gives them kind of those directions that they need to do. So these are the same reports that we provide clients I use for our own company to do. So that way no CEO or business owner ever has to feel oh, you didn't get this because you didn't have a review since 2020. Like I never
you never want that. But that's a lesson that you learned the hard way.
Yes, I did. So I did. So, and every dollar counts, especially when you are not funded. We didn't do an SBA loan. We have no investors outside of investors. For the longest time, I was self-funded.
Well, at this point, you're happy about that.
I am very happy about that. It was something that was very important to me to do. That's a really big deal to make sure that you have control over that. So for me, every penny counted because I was borrowing it from my children's college fund. So I wanted to make sure like, hey, this is investment. Hey, this is going to work. Right. So I needed to make sure that I knew where everything was going and not just, oh, we'll just spend it here and hope. It's we're going to spend it here and this is what we're going to get because we have these financial goals. So that's what we do, and then we just use that for our clients too. So, because I know they get approached a lot of times, Google Ads, they just told us we need to spend $2,500 a month on Google Ads, or $2,500. There was this one company where they were told they had to spend $10,000 a month in social media ads. I said, my God, like just in that? Yeah. And then they weren't even working. I'm like, I bet they weren't. Like,
where did they go? Where did all the ads, who wants... No.
Well, it does take 7 to 13 times for people to see an ad to really, in order to do whatever it is you want them to do, whether it's click on the ad or look at the ad or something, because I think people see, a couple of years ago, it was about 40,000 ads a day a human sees, so it's a lot more than that now. So there's just so much clutter that, you just have to keep drilling it, right? Like their minds. So you obviously don't want to do it in the same spot. That's why you do email campaigns or billboard or geofencing or on their phone or wherever, right? You want to mix it up so they don't feel like they're being silently stalked, right? Like you don't want to feel that. So, but investing it all in that one channel was nuts for me. That was just something that was different. And then they said it didn't work. I'm like, I'm not really surprised that this didn't work. So, what I really want to give people is give people the knowledge that they need in order to make sure that they don't end up another startup statistic or another small business statistic where they didn't make it the 5 years, right? Like, especially in this community, you know, when you're starting a company or you're the owner, you have such pride, and, you know, it's your blood, sweat, and tears, and it is just, it's you, like, you're banking on you. So they don't want to pack up and be like, I failed. I mean, the suicide rate for entrepreneurs is insanely high. And it's because they can't handle the failure because they let everybody down. It's humiliating. So, you know, and I understand. I've been there. I mean, I haven't been in that particular position, but I've had several of my colleagues that did not make it, and they did pass from suicide because and it had nothing to do with their leadership, but they felt it so personally.
Right, because it was them. It was their
them.
business, and it was them, and it felt like a reflection. And
yeah, so that's where I said, you know what, we're not going to do that anymore. So we're going to make sure there's transparency and everybody knows exactly where they need to spend that money, so they don't end up doing that or going to unhealthy coping, you know, mechanisms. Like they're just drinking or partying or anything. I mean, the stress that goes on a business owner it's so heavy. So having these different types of reporting and having an ally that tells you, hey, this is where you need to invest your money, you know, it's so you can get those goals, so you know that your kids are going to be able to go to college, those things, instead of just going in blind, like, I hope it's
be like, oh, by the way, so we're going to have to take out a student loan because you remember when mommy was working for herself? Surprise!
It was a hobby.
It was a hobby that you paid for.
Yeah, yeah. So,
but
yeah,
look at you now, and you are an introvert.
I am
right?
An introvert.
No,
I don't.
I don't believe that at all.
Go on a car trip with me, and you'll see me like one climb on my skin. I'm like, what do we talk about?
I'll be quiet with you. I'll take a nap.
Oh, wait, who's driving? Because I want to sleep.
Oh, problem. I'm a passenger princess.
Passenger princess. We're both passenger princesses.
Or we can sit in the back. We'll find somebody who drives.
We'll get a driver, though.
Yeah, I love it.
Like a chauffeur.
Yes. My nephew's been my driver, but he's a terrible driver, and he's causing me more anxiety than it's worth.
No, we should probably hire a professional.
Yeah, I know.
How old is he?
18.
No, absolutely not. No. No. No.
I know, but I'm trying to get... it's a whole thing.
No.
Mihcelle, tell us where we can find you.
You can find me at my website with the accurate phone number.
With the accurate phone number
at sharkbrandingsolutions.com. You can also go to our LinkedIn page, which is also updated at Shark Branding Solutions. And our Facebook page also has our updated phone number, too.
Does it have any reviews?
It does. It does. It has 4. One was spam, so it doesn't count.
Wow.
But our Google page is going to be up soon. And then it will be up there. And then we have to start over with all the Google reviews, which is so disheartening. But that's okay. It's just...
Listen, it's another lesson learned. It's something else that you get to take to your clients and be like, don't let this happen to you.
Right.
Because it happened to me.
Yeah. If it didn't happen to us, it happened to
anybody. Right?
Anyone. It's so terrible. Yeah, or just their Facebook page gets taken down. We deal with that all the time, or it just decides to get shut down. So we have solutions for that too. So
wow.
Yeah, it's not
crazy.
good. Especially in the med spa area, their stuff gets taken down constantly. So we were able to fix that, and so they don't have to worry about that anymore either, which is really nice.
That is very nice, because we have had that happen
Have
to
you?
our not to us, but to some of our members, and I didn't know how to help them, and now I do.
Yeah.
Like, call Mihcelle.
Yeah, call me.
Here, yes, she can fix that. And she'll also be selling you cookies at the PTA.
I will, or banners.
Banners
For the fence.
Banners for the fence at Watergrass.
Yes.
Awesome.
I like to just do everything. I don't like to sleep.
Well, listen, I got kicked off at PTA because I didn't
Did
do
you?
everything. Yeah, I did. I did.
You were a volunteer. How did you get
got
kicked out? What did you do?
I couldn't sell T-shirts for the first week of school all day, every day, and I got kicked off. It's because I had a job.
Yeah, it is. It is. Those jobs really interfere.
They
with volunteer
interfere with
hours.
my child's school selling T-shirts. I even went to PTA camp.
They have a camp?
Girl,
Stop
it is
it.
the worst weekend of your
I want to go to camp. It sounds like a vacation.
No, it was awful. It was mom's vacation. All the moms who don't have a life. And they've got like 40 lanyards on their name tag.
Oh.
It was literally you remember the movie show, the Best in Show, with it was the dogs and anyways, I swear this could be like one of those
Really?
ridiculous movies
So are
with
you,
mom.
so are you still in the PTA?
No, I know. I didn't even give them my PTA donation.
It's only $10.
I didn't care.
It's
They kicked me out of
$10.
PTA. I was fighting.
Hired as a PTA person.
It's very easy.
Stop. It's hard. I can say it's really hard because, do we try to, get the volunteers, or like we work, or we try to give them a Zoom during lunch or something, and I feel bad because they're exhausted, right? Or it's just more stuff to juggle, and then it's after hours and you can't really get them there. So the PTA is really challenging for working parents.
Yes.
It is very hard. And so having volunteers that don't work from home, I mean, there's not a lot of stay-at-home moms anymore. It's just...
Well, keep in mind, my
Yeah.
daughter is 19. So this
Okay.
was a while back.
Oh, so there were a lot of stay-at-home moms.
There
back
were
then,
a lot of
so-
stay-at-home moms.
so-
and
okay, that makes sense.
yeah,
then.
and I was the one looked down on for being in a dress and heels coming to PTA meeting.
That makes
and
sense.
yeah, it was a whole different time.
Different dynamic.
Different dynamic, different time.
Yes.
So I won't throw shade on PTA moms, but I can say I was kicked out of PTA.
It is a completely different animal. Now we're just begging. Like, we know you're juggling different priorities. Can you please help us? Like, please come, just carry a cupcake. Like, that's what we're asking. It's just a volunteer because they're busy, right? And
Maybe I'll be a PTA grandma.
we are accepting applications to be on the PTA for Watergrass Elementary.
Isn't that weird though? If I was just like to
No,
roll up
actually, no.
application here, I want to be on your PTA. I don't even have a kid.
We have
At your
people
school?
that do that, and it is called a community membership.
Oh, okay.
And so you can, and we will find a committee for you, and I promise you will not get
I'm a
fired.
little salty and have PTSD, so I'm gonna gently decline.
That is-
but thank you.
that is
in case
fair.
anybody wants to do it.
That is fair.
Yes, I'm in my golden years now, so.
But if you would like to be a sponsor of the PTA with a banner,
yes.
just know that is also.
Well, all of our members and all of our listeners, there's thousands that you said we had. All right, Mihcelle, we're going way off track, and this is about to get crazy in here. So we're gonna we're gonna make this episode end gently. So
Fantastic.
Sarah will put all of your contact information on the back end of the podcast. And thank you so much
Thank you.
for sharing your story and sharing the fact that you're an introvert. Now I know who I'm gonna send all the introverts to.
Please do, especially at events when I'm like, please stop talking to me. Like, I don't know what to say. Like,
I got you.
please do.
I got you. All right, great to see you.